be.
Oh, hold on. Oh, I've got the wrong thing. Oh, blimey. Hold on. There you go. That's it. Right. So, yes, there's a bit of latency. Well, we should be streaming, people, and hopefully you can hear me and Chris Boosey as well, being joined by Alun Elder-Brown in a little bit. I hope. I don't know where he is, to be honest with you. But I'm very much looking forward to having a chat with them about old UKIP and stuff. So I hope you're going to join us. So yeah, politically homeless, yeah, because bugger the NEC, the National Executive Council or whatever it is, those crooks that are running UKIP. It's the membership that anybody with, half a care gives a damn about, because they're the ones that have, basically become politically homeless. Anyway, right, so we're going to do that, and seeing as old Boozer's here, we'll doubtless be talking about what's going on stateside as well. Yeah, right, okay, coming up. You know what I mean? So tell us if you can hear this, people. I know there's a bit of loop back at the moment because I haven't. I've got the wrong speaker. It's all coming out of, so there's a bit of loop back. But I'll sort that. Just tell us if you can hear us, and share the show. You know what I mean? Share that, for goodness sake. Share the show, and also, you know what? Register at daily. Hold on. Register, at dailychaos.news. I'm going to point at the screen. I'm going to point at the screen. Boosey, hold on. Let's sort this out quickly. That is not Boosey, is it? That's next to him or something. dailychaos.news /show. Yeah, register, for goodness sake. We've got 100 members now. 100 members today. We, 7 billion or so, 9 or whatever to go. Get on there. Let's have a chat, yeah? None of that Nick Clegg bloke around there. So anyway, I was going to do something. I was going to censor Bruce's thing. Hold on a sec. Let me sort this out. Oh, this blokey sounds so depressed, doesn't he? But I like this track.
Fast forward a year or two.
Yeah.
Friends have changed, but so can you.
Right. I'm trying to sort this out with old Boosey.
So can you.
Because I know everybody wants to see our Boosey.
About the mistakes. While I resent, I learn to hate.
Boosey on the screen. Right.
Fear the struggle to follow on. Need to focus to prove you're
coming up in a sec, folks.
I'm not wrong. I know I'm holding on to this. Holding on. I know I'm holding on to this. Holding on. Don't let me repeat it. Don't let me repeat it.
Oh, Boosey's got his dog. He's got a doggy on his lap. Do. Oh, blimey. Doesn't half go on. Do. Right, 2 minutes, good people. There we go. I like it. Oh, wow. Oh, now that is more impressive tonight on dailychaos.news. More impressive tonight. We've actually got the video coming through last night. Everybody, because basically I told everybody for crying out loud, go over to dailychaos.news, and last night they did, and it wasn't even the right show. It was the show from the night before. It wasn't a live show at all, so everybody was watching it, and they were watching the wrong bloody show, making comments on the wrong show, thinking it was live. Good evening, good people. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to the Daily Chaos. Yeah, Ordo KO. Know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, blimey. The audio card is already cocking up. Hold on. Oh, my goodness. So... blimey. Right, that's better. That's better. I'm Olly Connelly. Thanks for turning up. Thank you, sound card, for finally turning up. Yeah, what's going on? I don't know. We were going to do a show with Alun Elder-Brown tonight. I don't know where he is. I hope he's all right. I hope you're all right, Alan. Oh, he's not here. But no worries. I got old Boosey, Chris Boosey, riding shotgun tonight. Quite literally, yeah. Wearing his cassock, vicar that he is, and he's got a gun underneath. He's stuck in his underpants. You know what I mean?
Back to the X-rated show.
Yes, right, yeah, so that's that. And we were going to be talking about the politically homeless, and we might as well anyway, actually, you know, because we are all effectively politically homeless because we ain't got no representation.
So that they can go screw themselves if they want some taxation.
Ain't got no representation. Something like that. Oh, right. Okay, that'll do. Cool. Hold on. Right, we've got Boosey in the room, and he's sporting some new decoration tonight. I'm not talking about his moustache. Right, Boosey, What have you done? You've got a green screen, haven't you? You've got this green screen
Yeah.
thingy.
Well, I'm a student. I have to do Zoom rooms all the time and maybe have to do a presentation. So I thought it would be a good idea to get a green screen. Nice and cheap.
Yeah. It's nice.
Just bought
It's
some
nice.
green felt, put some curtain eyes on it.
Hold on. It would be rude.
up
It would
and-
be rude, wouldn't it, not to show a bit more of this? So let me just show a bit more of what I can see, people. This is there you go. Hold on. Have a look at this. That is Boosey in his green room. And I used to work at the BBC, and green room is an acronym for a place to do cocaine, actually, before a show or whatever. That's what they all do when they're about to go on, I don't know, news night, have a chat with Emily Maitlis or something. All those Labour lot, they go in there and they have a few lines of Charlie. But Chris has got a more innocent, being a vicar, a more innocent kind of a green screen. A green room where he actually, does something useful. Right, okay. So, Boosey, God bless you, mate. So that's your green screen. Thank goodness. I hope you're going to show us your doggy later as well.
If he comes
dog,
back, I'll show you Max.
Max. Oh, lovely. Yes, please do. And we really should talk about what's going on in the world as well at some stage during the evening. Let me just first of all make sure that we've got some audio, because I had so many problems yesterday, and Marley Daniels says Captain Chaos. Yeah, it kind of is a bit that way, Marley. Bless you. Amanda Thompson, hey, and Lee Hollands, and William Davis on YouTube. And I get over to dailychaos.news. Please. We've got 100 subscribers now. 100 subscribers today. After 3 weeks. That's not bad, eh? 33 a week. 33 and a third. And so, because booze is only short. So, look, get over there, dailychaos.news, and register and watch the show there. We can't be supporting these social networks, although I will pop in and see you a bit, particularly because I cocked up last night, as you know, and didn't manage to get the show out on dailychaos.news. Hey, Amanda and Mookie Pook and Tanis and Dazza B. And that's it. That's it. People, you know what? I'll tell you what. We're never going to put the world to rights at this rate. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, dailychaos.news/show. Go and register. For crying out loud. Make my day. Make it 101 subscribers to the channel. No Nick Clegg over there. I promise you. Let's go and have a quick look over on Facebook and see what people are doing over there. Just for fun, just to see if we've got more than 4 people on any given channel. 8 people on my profile. Probably a few more on the old Daily Brexit page, but then that's constantly shadow banned, so possibly not. That's where we are. Hey, Simon Lorcan, Victoria Claxton and Pam Julian, get over to dailybrexit.news. Daily Brexit, that's the cool place to be. Right. Okay, Boosey, I take it everybody can hear the audio. So let's get into what is going on and what is going on. What is going on? What happened today?
Well, we know that Ms. Maxwell's trial is supposed to be starting on the 12th of July.
Jizzy Maxwell.
2021.
Wasn't she in court today? Or supposed to be? Or is that later today?
Yeah, I think they basically have they've decided when they're going to hear the case. I think this was more to deal with whether she's going to get bail. And from what I can understand, she's not, because they kind of put an insane level of money on the...
No. She was willing to pay it, wasn't she? I mean, they'd be mad to let her out on
I know.
anything.
basically, she's not going to be able to pay it because I think they're kind of doing you're not getting bail, but we've got to officially say you can have it, but we're not going to let you have it, kind of thing. So they put it at some sort of silly figure that was not going to be possible for even her miscreants to pay.
Yeah.
So
Blimey.
yeah,
I
I know,
know.
but I think I think part of this is rather than have a trial now.
Yeah.
This will be a case of round. I think what they're going to be doing is there's going to be some form of plea deal with her, but I think she'll be extremely lucky if she gets away with life imprisonment based on the charges.
Yeah, no, okay, we've covered that quite a bit.
So if she, if she gives all the dirt up to everyone and they have her incarcerated for the rest of her life,
Well, I mean, the bottom line,
I really don't care.
I suppose the judiciary needs to decide. They need to make the choice. Is she as big a scalp as maybe, for example, taking out Bill Clinton? And so maybe instead of getting 35 years and almost guaranteed to die in jail, she'd be given 15 years or 20 years. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, if she gave a big scalp like that.
The crimes, if she's convicted, the crimes have the death penalty. So if she stays in prison for the rest of her life, that she's actually doing well.
She might not look at it that way. I mean, I think a lot of people would rather take their lives than be inside for the rest of, making Starbucks cups.
But I think people like her would be thinking, take the sentence because then I can use all my power and influence at a later date to try and worm my way out. Whereas if she's put to the chair, she's put to the chair.
Well, I suppose if Biden got in, she'd be instantly released and asked if she'd like to be Hillary Clinton's running mate for 2024. Anyway, right.
The thing is, the case isn't even going to be heard until 2021. So the likelihood of Biden being, if the case is even going to get heard, we need a Trump presidency. So I would say that she's not going to. If there's no chance of it being Biden, that Biden even coming into the consideration here, because if Biden were elected, she ain't going to be seeing. She'll either be knocked off or she'll be released. So,
Wow.
The case don't happen. The case don't happen if Biden becomes president. So,
you know what? They're piling up now. I'm just flicking through. They're piling up. We've got Eric Rolfson. That's Amanda's old man, yeah. Eric with a K. Give him a hard time on dailychaos.news in the chat room. Give Eric a hard time, yeah. Give him a hard time because he probably deserves it. Bought me a pint once, actually. Nice chap. Swanee, she's here. Swanee always goes by fake names on Facebook, yeah. So if you're watching Cleggy, ban her. Kerry Swan. Tannis. I mentioned Tannis. Charlotte's about, and there you go. Now I think we've got the chat working tonight, people. I think we've got the show working on dailychaos.news. So go and check that out.
And what I'm finding with the chat is it's going down, and so you're actually getting the most recent stuff, where it previously was just kind of not. You had to drag it down before.
Oh really?
So it's actually So to actually keep live with what was going on. So I had to multitask before.
I played around with that page today. Jay put that page together and he cocked it up. That Carey bloke, downliner, useless. So I had to sort it out. Anyway, right, God bless you, Jay. You're not around yet, which is probably just as well. There's a few folks on YouTube. Right, look, okay, this Jizzy Maxwell business, we're going to keep obviously a close eye on because it is the most fascinating story on the entire planet. Until she tops herself, and then it's another week and the media have completely forgotten about it. But let's just go through one or two other stories that pricked up my attention because I actually bothered to look at the news today. On Breitbart, this is the big story of the day, albeit not the best outcome in my opinion, but nonetheless, Breitbart's leading, like Breitbart UK, on UK bans new Huawei 5G equipment from 2021, full ban from 5G by 2027. Now, this is, of course, the real Spygate story, yeah? Like China spying on Five Eyes. In other words, basically everybody. Digital Secretary Oliver Dowden has confirmed the ban on the addition of new equipment from Huawei to UK 5G networks, and all Huawei components must be removed from Britain's 5G by 2027. Now, hold on. Get that, yeah? 5G. Going to remove it from 5G. Not 4G. Not 3. Not 2. Yeah? Just 5G. And it's not going to be rolled out till 2020. It sounds like Brexit, doesn't it? Till 2027. We get Huawexit in 2027. Apparently. It's disgusting. You should be getting rid of them now. Anyway, right. I'm not going to rant. Mr. Dowden made the announcement in the House of Commons on Tuesday, weeks after the US imposed sanctions on Huawei, barring the sale of American components to the Chinese company over security concerns. It represents a significant reversal by Prime Minister Boris Johnson, or Boris's Johnson, who agreed in January on a contract for Huawei to build 35% of Britain's 5G network. Right, yeah. Chris, I don't know what you think about this, mate, but it seems to me it's just another case of a shitty, frankly, government just kicking cans down the road as opposed to saying, "Get out, Huawei!" You know? Like now!
Yeah,
we don't want you snooping on us!
Well, they're a Conservative party donor, and they also don't know what's going to happen in November.
That's right. They're a Conservative party donor.
But if in November Trump wins, I can see it happening a lot sooner, because I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't send the army. Some of his army engineers in just to literally rip out the
you know what? You're right. You're right.
Ripping out the Huawei stuff, replace it with something else.
It makes you wonder who that is a damn good point.
Because it would be a risk for America.
Britain needs Trump re-elected badly. Otherwise, it'll be, Biden. Oh, whose son, Hunter, has made tens of millions, or the family trust fund, 20 million anonymously from Chinese bank accounts, I kid ye not, from China. And they will be going, that's fine. And by the way, UK, you will take Huawei and you will do an EU trade deal. Or rather, we're putting you at the back of the queue and you will stay in the EU. You will do a transition. You will deceive the British people. Blah, 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 blah. Bullshit, etc. We need Trump. We need Trump. Go on.
There has been something really rather interesting happen over here in relation to the candidates, because obviously we've got some more noticeable third-party candidates this time. The Libertarians have got a Dr. Joe Jorgensen.
Doctor who?
Kanye.
Scarlett Johansson.
Dr. Joe, as in Joanne or something, Jorgensen. And you've got her and you've got Kanye.
Goody.
But Joe Jorgensen has screwed up royally. She's had her Aleppo moment.
Aleppo?
Yeah.
Was that Syria?
Johnson, when he stood in 2016, he was asked on TV. He was a Libertarian Party candidate, and he was asked on TV, what would he do about Aleppo? And he said, "What's Aleppo?"
Oh,
While the
it's like,
Syria stuff,
it's like a hippo, but it's on the left.
well, he had no idea anything about Syria when basically America was fighting in Syria, and he had no idea
I remember
anything
that.
about what was going on.
I remember.
It kind of killed a lot of his support because people were like, "What the hell?" She's had her what they're calling an Aleppo moment, in that she's come out in support of BLM and said to libertarians, he said to libertarians, it's not enough to not be racist. We must be anti-racist. And obviously anti-racism is a political ideology, which means that you have to seek out and find and destroy racism wherever you can possibly find it. You've got to look for it and deal with it and kind of create it if it doesn't exist, and just to attack it. It's completely at odds with libertarian ideology, because libertarian ideology is about negative rights, i.e., I have the right not to be interfered with by the government.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Now, if you have a doctrine of anti-racism, which is actually saying you must interfere, we must interfere with this, we must interfere with that, that is big government interference. That is anathema to libertarianism. So she's come out in support of big government action in this way. And this has done her some
she's not
real
going to win
damage.
anyway, Chris.
No. She's not going to win.
You know,
but
so
this
who
is
else? Who else is running as an independent that won't win either?
It basically got Kanye. But what I'm saying is, when you have these different candidates, she's basically killed a lot of the libertarian vote. Now they are guaranteed voters; they're politically engaged.
They're what?
So libertarian vote.
Libertarian voters.
Libertarians tend to vote because they are politically engaged.
Yeah.
Now, if she's,
I consider myself to be a libertarian. You know,
so that's the thing. Yeah. She's killed a load of her vote. Who else are they going to vote for?
Paul
are they going to vote for?
Was the
are they going to vote for Biden? Are they going to vote for big state Biden? No. So the only option really that's left for them is Trump or Kanye. But the thing is, people, all it's doing, all these different people screwing up or putting other options, all they're doing is they're hemorrhaging the Democrat Party vote and lowering the bar that Trump has to get over to get the majority to win states. So the more states he wins, the more, because electoral college, the more states he wins, the more likely he is to win. If the percentage he needs to win the state is being dropped by this action, it means it makes it an easier road to win, because he doesn't need to get as high a percentage in each of these 50 states to win. He needs a lower percentage.
I thought you'd finish then. Go on, Chris. Look, hold on, mate. You know what? So bloody what? They're none of them going to win, apart from hold on. Let's talk about. Let's have some comedy. Look, Alun Elder-Brown hasn't bothered to turn up. I don't know what the matter is with him. I hope he's all right, but he hasn't bothered to turn up. So we're going to have a bit of fun tonight, and we were going to talk about UKIP, which is a comedy turn in itself. But actually, you know what? We might touch on that in a minute. We might just touch on that in a minute, because it is a very serious conversation, i.e., you know, why are there so many tosses in politics? But anyway, before we do, let's have a bit more comedy, because you know what? We need it. And we've got it, because look at this. Hillary Clinton. This is Breitbart again. We have to be ready if Trump doesn't go quietly. She's been doing this. She's been doing this for a couple of months at least now, you know, planting seeds. One after every week, she comes out with another statement like, Trump won't leave. He won't leave. If he loses the election, he won't leave. She's been planting these seeds of... Anyway, she is such a bitch. Anyway, right. Hillary Clinton, we have to be ready if Trump doesn't go quietly, she says, according to Breitbart. Monday on Comedy Central's The Daily Show, former Secretary of State and crook and 2016 Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton proclaimed, "We have to be ready for President Donald Trump does not go quietly if he loses." Host Trevor Noah said, "It seems like America is on an ominous path to a November date when there is going to be a lot of questions in and around the election. Donald Trump is vehemently against mail-in voting. What do you make of this? And what do you think the path is to getting people the easiest access to casting their votes?" They want mail-in voting. They are salivating over the idea of election fraud. Clinton said, "Republicans have to prongs to the..." God, who wrote this? Who wrote this? Sick, yeah? SIC. I am reading this as it is written, and it is written badly. Clinton said, "Republicans have two prongs to their strategy to try and win. The first one is prevent as many people who think they won't vote for them from voting. So, make the lines really long where young people vote, or African Americans vote, or Hispanics vote. Yeah, he's so racist, he's racist, he's orange, Russians, she's mad. Oh, God, I can't stand that woman. Jesus, can't he just lock her up, Chris?"
Well, yeah.
Why on earth is she still a free woman? I mean, after the email thing, she destroyed Libya, for God's sake. How is that woman not incarcerated? Then again, you could say the same about Tony Blair. Why is he not decomposed years ago? Where's the justice?
Well,
I'm sorry,
basically,
really?
basically, the corrupt Obama
Mad.
administration
I'm not going to
gave her a pass. We've now got a situation where she's actually having to answer for some of this because she's actually in court, having to go through court at the moment because Judicial Watch has actually brought cases against her. So hopefully something will happen.
That's
with that,
the email server again, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the email server where they've basically gone.
Is she going to get off again?
We've already been shown that we've been shown that the people that exonerated you of action, we've shown them people have been corrupt anyway. So we're going to being reopened. It's quite clear that they've just shoved stuff under the carpet.
No, they did. They sure did. But
and Judicial Watch
is that going to happen again, Chris? Because these judges, by and large, are bloody useless. No, they're all so politicised.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I know that there's been a massive push for like federal judges that have been appointed. We've had over 300 federal judges appointed in this presidency, which is more than has been done in any single presidency, are FDR's. And to be fair, FDR about nearly he had more than 2 terms. Let's put it that way. He was in for like 16 something years, I think.
Hold on. Apparently,
interestingly,
oh no. I was going to say apparently there's some video there, but it's 14 minutes long. Oh no, I can't take 14 minutes of.
Do you want to cover the laugh that is Biden saying that they're going to pay reparations?
Oh, yes. Right. Okay. Chris, what is the deal with this? Now, just in a nutshell, Biden reckons that he's going to get privileged white people like himself, presumably, because he's more privileged than anybody, because he's a total crook and incapable. But that's another thing. He's going to pay for things that they never, ever did or were alive to witness to people that were not born and didn't see any of it either. In other words, bollocks about bollocks. Reparations for black people from white people, despite the fact that actually most of the slave traders were black in Africa who were capturing people from, I saw, Kunta Kinte or whatever it was, Roots, and they got the bloke out of the bush and they sold him to the bloke to take over on his boat. And so slavery didn't start with a white man, it started with a black man. They never talk about that. Okay, that's according to a novel. I don't know. And also a lot of Jewish people ran those boats and all the rest of it. And, where's the uproar about that? Oh, you couldn't say that, could you? Could you be anti-Semitic? Oh, that's a cross. So you need a star. Terrible. So anyway, another load of old cock. What is he saying, Chris? What's he saying?
Okay. The anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation, which is Juneteenth.
I'm not going to rant tonight.
The holiday.
Right. Juneteenth. What is Juneteenth?
Juneteenth is the anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation.
Right.
So when the freeing of the slaves.
So in other words, when the Republicans sorted it out because the Democrats wanted to keep them enslaved. Ha ha!
Exactly.
All right, carry on.
Okay. Now, the what was said was that the 40,000 slaves that were still in bondage at that time, that was how low the number had gone at that point. 40,000 in the entire United States. Okay, think about that. At one point it had been millions, and it's gone down to 40,000. Now, those 40,000 were promised they would be given 40 acres and a mule upon being freed.
Right.
So that was to set them up so that they could have their own farm, and they weren't going to be free to be destitute.
Right.
Okay. Now, as we come forward, the equivalent value.
Hold on. Sorry. Carry on, Chris. Apologies. Yep.
Okay. In modern day money, if we take what it would have been worth now and extrapolate the value of that money in modern day times, because people don't want 40 acres and a mule. They want some cold hard readies. So if we do that, if we were just to give it to the heirs of those 40,000, as in one heir of those 40,000, so to give to 40,000 people the equivalent money, it would work out at $690 billion US. Yeah. That's a large figure. Right. But that's not going to be acceptable to the people who are pushing for reparations. They want every single black person to get their check. Right. Okay? Now,
so what do they want them to get? What do they want them to get? What do they want?
So they want every single person who's black or partially black to get a check, a reparation check. That was actually what was voted in California, that they were going to do that in California, which makes me laugh, seeing as California wasn't even in the United States at the time.
That's right.
That this all happened.
It was part of Mexico.
It's completely laughable, because effectively, what slaves?
It's a lot of
unless they were Spanish slaves. God. Go after the Spanish government for it. So if we then look at that,
where do you draw the line with this? Yeah. Where do you draw the line? Are we going to ask for reparations from the Italians because of the Roman invasion in the UK, for example? Are we going to do that?
Exactly.
Oh, you won't get anything in Scotland, Nicola Sturgeon, because they didn't get beyond Hadrian's Wall. Nothing for you.
This is where it gets really, really funny.
It's mad.
If you were to give reparations,
it's mad.
Mad,
sad, and bad. It's Biden. Sorry. Go on, Chris.
If you would give it to every single person of African American heritage, whether they are fully black or mixed race, that would work out to be $704 trillion US dollars. The US national debt currently is just under $18 trillion.
No, 26.
The
26,
and
no? 26 trillion.
And no,
26.
And it said the estimates to work out paying back that debt of 18 trillion was going to take them approximately 399 million years on current economic models to pay back that debt because of how America spends more than it actually.
Yeah.
It
funny money, monopoly money.
It spends more on its economy than it actually takes in taxation and various things.
Yeah.
That means reparations are approximately 18 times the cost of reparations is currently 18 times the US national debt. So if you work that out extrapolate the figures, at a bare minimum, it would take 16 billion years to pay off a reparation bill for the US, based on the model of what they're supposedly entitled to.
We might have had Brexit before then.
Oh no! Get this: the sun they say the sun is going to die on its current model. The sun is going to die within 7 to 8 billion years. So actually, and the sun will become a red giant and absorb the Earth before that happens. So Earth won't exist. Right. The Earth will exist for maybe another 4 billion years. So in reality, 4 times the length of time that Earth has got left is how long it would take to pay off that debt.
Democrats,
how can you even justify?
This is the mathematics. This is the political logic of Diane Abbott. I mean, this talking of Aleppos and hippos, yeah. Diane Abacus bloody Abbott. I mean, morons. I mean, what is it with these fucking retards in politics? They don't give a stuff about white or black or anything apart from.
But it's true though, isn't
getting bungs in their back pocket and maybe getting something up the rear entry as well while they're about it for a bit of fun. You know what I mean? They're a bunch of depraved morons, is what they are, with all the intellect of a slug.
Yeah, but it does explain the level, because they want their equivalent value. That's what they've said. They want the equivalent value of 40 acres and a mule back in 1877. If you work out what that is worth in modern day money and extrapolate it out, that's what you get.
Isn't their party emblem a mule or a donkey?
It's an ass. But they should just show the. To be fair, the Democrats should show the rear.
That's what they are, assholes.
They should show the rear just to show the asshole.
They should just show the rear end of a donkey, and that should be there. Anyway,
I actually think it's a shame they're not going to have a national convention for the Democratic Party, because it would be great to just unfurl over the word Democrat for the convention, the flag of the Confederacy with a D in the middle, because that's what they are. They were the party of the Confederacy. To put put the D for the Democrats in the middle of the Confederate flag and furl it over the word Democrat.
I tell you what, mate, they make me want to puke. They're not doing a convention, basically. No. Because they can't. Hold on. They can't have Biden be exposed for being a dementia candidate patient who should be headed not to the Oval Office but to a nursing home. That's where he belongs, not the White House, an old person's home. No disrespect to old people. We're all going to get there. I'm already beginning to get there. But Biden is there. He's practically halfway down the hole. Up the rear end of a donkey. That's where his head is. He doesn't know where he is half the time. He's mid-sentence. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's like, have I got my head up the backside of a donkey? Oh no, I'm on CNN. Oh, I'm in front of the Democratic Party faithful at the convention. And I don't know what I'm doing, what my name is, or where I live. I might as well be Baldrick out of Blackadder. That's bloody Biden, and how useful he is as anything at all. Complete moron. But he won't be in charge. is the point. And that's the debate they don't want people to have, isn't it, Chris?
Well,
They do not want people to begin to discuss, oh, hold on a sec, if he's basically not there, who's going to be in charge? And I'll tell you who is going to be in charge. It's going to be the likes of Soros. It's going to be... the Clintons are all over it. All over it. That Harris woman, Kamala, whatnot. That Dunkin' Donuts from Seattle, probably. Mad people. But that Biden, no. And that is why the next thing, they got out of the convention, coronavirus. The next thing they will get out of, there will be no presidential debates for this election. There will not be an opportunity. I'm nearly there, Chris. There will not be an opportunity for the American public to and the world to be able to see what are the choices for all of us, one way or another, indirectly, if not directly, over the course of the next 4 years. We will be deprived that opportunity because the Democrats know damn well that Biden will get up on the stage and probably piss his pants.
Well, to be fair, Baldrick's more intelligent than Biden, but let's actually look at this. We couldn't, in good conscience, admit that Biden has dementia, because if he needs to go into an assisted living facility at the moment with COVID, it'll be a death sentence. We've seen as most of the deaths are actually happening in nursing homes and assisted living facilities, especially if he goes to an assisted living facility in a Democrat-controlled state, because they're just piling them all in there.
However, get sick in Cuomo territory.
I've just seen Arthur Burton put something in about Ghislaine Maxwell, and it reminded me of something I saw. Okay. Little St. James used to be, before Epstein bought it, at one point it was a submarine base for the US Navy.
Really?
And there was another island in the US Virgin Islands very close to it, which was also used as a submarine base.
Really?
Okay.
Now that's very
Ghislaine
interesting.
Maxwell has a submarine company. Okay, now.
And a license, apparently. Apparently she's a submariner.
And even more interestingly, who do you think the other island that was a former submarine base, who do you think owns that island apart from the one that Epstein didn't own?
I don't know. Go on.
Joseph Robinette Biden.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Whoa!
Are you kind of seeing as the clock's turning?
He got me speechless there. Did you notice that?
Which means if you were to have, say, Maxwell to out a lot of what she did with a plea bargain of what she may have ferried in a submarine between the two islands, just before the ballots start coming out, and you suddenly drop it that Biden owns the island and kids were transported by submarines to that island from Jeffrey Epstein's island.
He does
and you
know.
Release that just before the election. What's the chances of any honest and integral American putting an X by Biden?
Well, I don't know. I'll tell you, a lot of Democrats still would. Democrats.
Imagine if you did, if you release that information,
I hear what you say.
That element of doubt. It may not be enough to get them to vote for Trump or somebody else to get the case to be heard, but it might be enough to shame them home and shame them not to fill out their ballot, because if it comes out and they've said to people, I voted Biden, and then it comes out later that this is being proven in a court of law, you've just voted for a pedophile who has been having kids shipped to order from Epstein to him.
This is alleged.
He's alleged, yes.
He's definitely pervy, yeah. Biden is
Yeah.
pervy. The way he touches little girls is pervy. And I don't know about you, but I've read all sorts of stuff, seen all sorts of stuff, which makes me wonder, really does, including images. Nothing,
Jeff Sessions,
but
Jeff
the way he is
actually
with kids. But it is nonetheless alleged as to whether or not he's an out-and-out total pedo bastard, basically. That we're not entirely certain about.
One of the videos that I saw was Jeff Sessions actually dragged his granddaughter out of Biden's reach live on camera.
Really? And you'd think that Jeff Sessions is the kind of character that would have said $50, you know? Sorry.
No, Jeff Sessions is. If you remember, he didn't seem to do much, but he was being honest, but he was quite clearly scared to move. It was it seemed to be more of a because let's be fair, these are people who've been running the show. You can understand people being a bit scared to actually stand up to them.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Well, seeing as we've been talking about Jizzy Maxwell a bit, and it's the story that we cannot bury. I've got another one lined up, but before we go on to that, let's take a few comments because people have been very kindly commenting, and
that's why I saw something and I thought it would be a good point to pick that
good
up.
Good man, Chris, because I am useless and people know it, but I shouldn't be and I don't want to be. Please, dailychaos.news /show. Yeah, but I am going to take a few comments from YouTube tonight as well, just for fun. William Davies rushed in during lockdown. I'm not sure what that's about, but basically taking advantage of coronavirus for dodgy politics, no doubt. Kenneth Noel Curran and Bojo spaffing in regards the UK Independent Child Abuse Inquiry. Yeah, I mean, what's going on with that, you know? What's going on? Oh, I'll tell you what. Why has David Steele not been locked up? Yeah. How many kids were abused off the back of him withholding the knowledge he had of that he admitted of Cyril to the IICSA, the Independent Inquiry of Child Sexual Abuse, that Cyril Smith was a paedophile. David Steele, Lord Steele, the former Liberal leader, admitted that. Nothing. Disgusting. What's the point of having an inquiry if you don't know anything with the result? Karen Frost, do you have any links? I don't know. Oh, that's regarding... that's William Davis. The result is that between 1530 and 1780, there were almost certainly 1 million and quite possibly as many as 1.25 million white European Christians enslaved by the Muslims of the Barbary Coast. There's a lot of it about. We're all going to make billions, mate. Billions. We're all quids in. Oh, no, we're not. We're white. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Back of the queue. William Davies, where's reparation for them? Lots of laugh. Lots of laugh. Hypocrites. Karen Frost, doubtful if they came back to the West. Not sure what she's referring to there. William Davies, WLM, White Lives Matter. Oh, sir, you can't say that. Only Black Lives Matter because racism only applies on a one-sided basis. Even if you say, oh, never mind, we've heard this all before. Karen Frost, like a swan, graceful above water, pedaling like mad underwater, a bit like when I do the intro to the show and I'm trying to work out how to ride the bloody fader. Yes. Amanda Rolfson, I was reading on dailychaos.news /show. I was reading. Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's where you got to be. That's where you got to be. I was reading how Jeff Sessions, not spelt right, she says to Amanda, actually it looks about right to me, was the only one that was not corrupt. One of the reasons Trump has him on the team. I don't know, maybe I'm getting confused. We'll ask Chris about that in a sec. Let me take a few more comments. Charlotte, Liads, Amanda, you'll never catch up. I don't know what Liads is. You'll never catch up. The main thing is everyone is jealous of my crown. Charlotte's got a crown in the chat room, apparently. I don't know who's got a crown.
She's just changed her profile picture to a crown, and she just goes on about how everyone's jealous of it.
I had the first top fan badge, says Carlos. Remember that, Angel Eyes? I don't even know what a top fan badge is, actually. I know what fanny batter is. I've got no idea what a fan badge is. Right, Amanda Rolfson says, jumping in on the Christians, why is it the media never mentions the continual persecution of Christians? Amanda, because they're a bunch of tossers who don't give a stuff about white, black, Christian, Jewish, Islam or anything else. They don't give a stuff about anything apart from the next paycheck, actually, because they're just jobsworths in the media. Bunch of bloody jobsworths. And that's all they care about. They don't give a stuff about anything else. And they're told by the likes of Soros, who is an immoral arsehole with way, way too much money, who wants to basically freak the world entirely, to divide rulers in the Coudenhove-Kalergi fashion, and that's exactly what they are doing. Even though they don't have a clue who Coudenhove-Kalergi is, because they're all ignorant schmucks. But there you go. Arthur Burton, didn't Osama bin Laden, aka Tim Osman, when he was a CIA man, opposed Biden being nominated because he is a tosser. A twosser. I don't know, Arthur. I've got no idea. I don't know. I've got no idea. And I've got no idea whether he had kidney failure in that cave, whether he was on dialysis in that cave, whether they had a plug in the wall for his machine or what. I've got no idea. Click on the profile at the top, then click on account and scroll down, says Charlotte. No doubt talking about her crown again. And right, okay. Right, let's do a quick bit of Jizzy Maxwell, because there was another story and it's a very, very important source. It's the Daily Fail. And so clearly we must give them all credence and whatnot to make sure that we, cover this and that we obey the fake stream media when they write something down, that we read it out properly. Ghislaine Maxwell. Jizzy Maxwell breaks down in tears as she is denied bail and must stay locked up until her July 2021 trial, as judge rules Epstein's madam has shown sophistication in hiding her finances and herself and poses significant flight risk. Ha! Quite right. Jizzy, I'll just read the headlines, actually. Jizzy Maxwell cried as she was denied bail on Tuesday. Tough! With a judge ruling she must stay locked up until her death. The British suicide. The British socialite 58 had pleaded not guilty to the sex trafficking charges brought against her. She hung her head as she learned her fate, wearing a prison-issued brown top with her normally cropped short hair now long and swept back into a bun. Judge Alison Nathan ruled Maxwell was a significant flight risk, citing her substantial international ties and extraordinary financial resources. Maxwell appeared via video, accused of grooming girls as young as 14 for Jeffrey Epstein to abuse, along with his pals, between 1994 and 1997. Look at his black book. It's online. Read it. They are his pals. How many of them are guilty? I don't know. They should all be in the dock. She had offered a $5 million bond co-signed by two of her sisters and backed up more than $3.75 million in property in the UK. But prosecutors fought for her to be denied bail, presenting evidence that she is skilled at living in hiding as well. In submarines, according to Chris, we might come back to that. They said Maxwell refused to open the front door to the FBI and tried to flee to another room when they raided her $1 million home on July the 2nd. And prosecutors said that her conduct during the 8:30 a.m. raid at the property, called Tucked Away in New Hampshire, was troubling. Her conduct was troubling, really. Did she try to get on the massage table or something? Get out some sex toys? I don't know. Right, Chris, fine. Mate, what else is going on? What are we going to do? We've done that. Do you reckon?
Well, there's an important thing. We've got Max here.
We've got what?
We've got Max here.
Max. Oh, Max. Oh, hold on. Oh, let me get Max.
I got to tell you, Ollie, you don't have a show until you've seen my wiener. So enjoy my wiener.
Ooh.
I was that, yeah.
Go on. He's lovely. He's much nicer
16 years old.
Is he? Oh. He's probably got longer than Jizzy Maxwell. I think I'd give him odds over. Do you know what I mean? Right. So he's a wiener.
No one would want to do anything to him.
Has he got a laptop?
No, he's a lap dog, not a laptop.
Oh. What was it? Wiener. What was that? Wiener with the laptop?
Yeah, Wiener's laptop, yeah.
What was his first name? Anthony Weiner. Anthony Weiner's laptop, and you've got your lap dog. Oh, and that's Max. Oh. Right, I'm not allowed a dog. I've got a cat in the garden. It's a feral cat, and I can't touch the cat. I mean, the cat doesn't, you go remotely close and it's like, you've got to be joking, mate. Been in my garden now for 2 years. Basically thinks that the cat thinks that me and the missus are scared of the cat. I think, really. I think the cat just thinks, oh, I've scared them off again. And looks at us disdainfully, but comes here every day and lazes about, just lying under the shrubs or whatever. Won't let us go near her or whatever. 2 years. Where's the trust? Right. Okay, good. So what else is going on? We've got Max there, and it's just all it's just all the same, really, isn't it? I mean, I suppose that the only story today that was remotely new was the Huawei, but even that wasn't a surprise, was it? There was no surprise there.
No, because the Five Eyes community is kind of important, and are you really going to jeopardize that level of intelligence sharing just to keep a party donor happy and risk your own national security?
Okay, Chris, look, we'll make up the news. There's nothing happening, so let's make up the news. No, I do want to ask you, because you're an old UKIP man, and I joined the party because I thought Batten would be, I liked him. I liked what he was doing with the party, and I thought, support the underdog sort of stuff and all that. I thought, I didn't really think all that much of UKIP before, to be honest with you. I was very pleased that they delivered the referendum. Oh yes, of course. But I always tried to be apolitical in terms of parties and keep them guessing sort of stuff. But I did think that it was worth joining UKIP to support what I thought Batten was trying to do, which was to produce a broad church of people who, I think like me, felt dispossessed politically, homeless. And and then since then, well, I mean, I let my, like so many, my membership void because the NEC is a bunch of corrupt tossers again. More and more corruption. Utter bastards in the NEC, in my opinion. Chris, you were involved in UKIP far more heavily than me. My brief stint in party politics. Yours was a bit longer. You even ran, didn't you, as a UKIP councillor or something, no?
No, I actually stood at the only time I stood as a candidate was for political office was for Democrats and Veterans Party for councillor.
Oh, right, okay.
But the actual I was involved in a few groups within UKIP.
Reece Evans.
I held posts within some of the sub groups of UKIP, but I never actually stood for election as a UKIP person.
Right. Okay.
But
nonetheless,
my personal opinion.
Go on.
My personal opinion is as the decline of UKIP started. Well, there was problems with the NEC, and Nigel mentioned there were problems with the NEC, which is why he wanted out as quick as possible initially, and only came back because he had to. But the big problem is there were a lot of people who were extremely, how can I put it, supportive of Suzanne Evans and her brand. And I'd say that the decline of UKIP really became obvious when they stopped Stephen Wolf from standing as a leadership candidate. Yeah. Especially as he was going to be
Why did they do that? Because he had a punch up or something?
No, the initial time they stopped him was they said that he hadn't got his paper. He hadn't paid his money to stand because you have to pay some money to stand.
Right.
As well as get your signatures and all your paperwork in. They said that they didn't get it, and blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, Stephen could actually prove that yes, they did, and
really?
They just lied.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So they just denied him the opportunity to stand because they knew that the support he had, he was going to be an absolute shoo-in, and he was wanting to change the way UKIP was governed and go away from the NEC model.
How do they get away with it, mate? They did the same the NEC. The NEC did essentially the same thing to Gerard Batten and then to Richard Brain. How have these people not been put in hospital, frankly, for having done what they've done to the membership? Never mind the party, the membership, the loyalty. They've kicked the members in the teeth.
Unfortunately, the people are not going to just go out and hit these people. But if you were to say about trying to deal with issues,
where was the massive protests at the party convention or whatever? Why didn't people turn up and basically chase them down the street and say, you are not representing this party. You're not representing us. You're thieves. And that's essentially what they are. They stole the soul of that party. Quite aside from what they did with the membership fees, they probably stole those too. And if they want to sue me for saying that kind of thing, you can. I think you're a bunch of arseholes. I can't remember all of your names, but basically the average NEC member, you're a crook. What you've done is absolutely deplorable, despicable, absolutely incredible. Unbelievable.
One of the biggest problems, not speaking of the dead, but one of the biggest problems that they had is that one of one of the biggest problems on the NEC was a guy called Brown, and he was also a party donor. And he basically bought his influence and didn't like anybody else having any form of influence. And if any donor started coming along that was donating more than him, he started attacking this person to try and get a shot of them so that he would continue to have the utmost influence. But actually, when you looked into the figures, as I did some financial intelligence on UKIP.
Mm-hmm.
And most of his money that he put into UKIP was through loans. It wasn't through donations. So they were interest-free loans, but the party had to pay him back. But that's why he did it, because the way that it works with the political loans is, if you suddenly say that you want to call in the loans on a political donation, on a political loan, they have no leg room to say, oh, well, we can't pay it right now, we're going to pay it within the time frame. If you say time's up, you've got to pay. So he actually had real control over the party, because he just could threaten to call in the loans, and the party didn't have the money to pay them. So the party had to do what Bound.
Well, if that's the case, why didn't we hear that?
Unfortunately,
no. Hold on, Chris. I'm sorry, that's no excuse. Yeah, that is not a way to run a political party. You run a political party on, basically a platform which is pretty steady, and then you shape it around the membership, really, pretty much. And you do not become so obviously, clearly anti-democratic over what the party clearly wants on serial occasions. You just don't do that. You would if you were if you were a representative. I know this is a tough word for politicians to understand. Yeah, representative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 syllables. Politicians. Good God! How could we possibly understand that? But it is, the essence of democracy. Yeah, and so if you're going to do that, if you're going to put yourself on that kind of a pedestal, you're either going to represent and seek to represent, or else you are a fraud. And that's what we saw. And we've seen it with all of them. We've seen it with Lib Lab Con, all the time. Lib Dems, after the referendum, trying to come up with basically to cancel it. That moron, Joe Swansong, who got kicked out, obviously. I mean, of course he got kicked out. Anyway, so, but UKIP, They seem to have got away with it, and they're still there, and they clinging on like limpets. Some of these members of the NEC, and it just the party's dead, ruined, and all of these people do not have a party now that they can turn to. There are so many that are politically homeless across. People that are of the left, as opposed to what I would call the centre-right UKIP, as well, is equally the case, are politically homeless, because if they have any sense, they realise that Keir Starmer is not a nice piece of work, and you don't want to vote for him either. And it was the case with the Marxist bloke and the abacus woman and all that as well. And so this is very, very common. But this is a massive, massive problem, is it not? And UKIP, what we've seen with UKIP really just symbolises what is going on across the political spectrum, Chris. And it is so, so sad. And it is it's more than that. It's bloody awful and deplorable. And it's going on in the States as well. I don't know. I mean, this is why when you were talking earlier about independent candidates, I mean, I personally, I applaud the idea of independent candidates, presidential candidates, whatever, independence, absolutely. But I was joking about it because the idea of them winning it's just not going to happen. I wish it would. I wish it would. Why people keep, pinning these bloody political dockets to their forehead and voting for that crap time after time after time, as opposed to engaging their brain and voting for somebody based on their politics, on their policies, and then holding them accountable. And if they don't do what they're told, then bloody well picketing the town hall or the Senate, the Congress, the Parliament building, whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe we deserve it, Chris. Maybe we deserve it. But
I think
I would just leave it on this point. I would just leave it on this point before I bung it over to you. People are tired because we've got the breakdown of the atomic family and all the rest of it. People are paying their taxes until 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then they've got maybe a few hours to just earn a few quid for the family, and then they get home and they're making dinner and maybe doing some homework with the kids or whatever, and then they maybe watch an hour of some utter drivel on the BBC or something and being told what to think, and then they fall into bed exhausted before getting up the next morning to repeat the process. And that's both parents. And so if they are both parents in the house, and when you take that into account, people don't get time to protest. And so we really, it's no wonder, is it, when you consider all that, in a so-called civilized society, in a Western nation, that we are in such a state in this world now. And to the point that I put out a post the other day, genuinely, really, really, really wondering if this time next year, irrespective actually of the result of the US presidential election, if the United States and possibly other parts of the world will be in a civil war. Boosey.
Yeah, I think the last time a third party won in American politics, it was the Republican Party. When they were a third party and they won.
Who was the two parties then? Who were the two?
But that's but so this is the thing. It's like with UKIP,
the Democrats
UKIP
and who?
was
Then
UKIP was actually had a chance to really upset the apple cart with Stephen, and he blew it. He was probably the closest thing that UKIP ever had to a potential prime minister, in that he could have been elected as a prime minister, and he had the appeal that would have had the housewives going, "Oh, he looks lovely, I'll vote for him." You had all of that kind of situation, and now there's all these minor parties, and we're back to a situation that we used to have, where you had the Labour and the Tories, and everybody else was in the UK, and Labour and Tories, and everybody else is just a vote that you put when you're a bit annoyed, but really not going to get elected. So all that now means is we've gone backwards in Britain to a two-party system, and it's not good. And the risk of a civil war in America, I wouldn't say no, but that's even if Trump gets elected, because I think if he goes after these people, they will mobilize people on the streets, and it will end up being patriots against Democrats. Yeah. And I'm using that term correctly.
You're
'Cause
right.
yes, when I say Democrats, I am actually saying they're not patriots now.
These people, they don't care who dies if it keeps them out of jail.
Yeah, and I don't think they realise that the current the court system and all of that they have right now is much better than getting us people on the streets involved. Because if us people get on the streets are involved, we ain't going to mess around. We just hang them from a lamppost. We won't care. And that's if they don't realise. They're too ignorant of history to realise that if a civil war were to happen, they would be got at, because the only thing that's stopping people from going for them is law enforcement. And us, we are the law-abiding citizens. If law is suspended because we're in civil war, what's going to stop us from enacting natural justice?
Have you bought any more guns this week?
No, I'm in California. One, the taxes are high, and two, I've got to wait 10 days for a background check before I can even pick it up.
So you how many have you got now?
I have a pistol. My wife has a pistol, but that's on my ticket. We have a shotgun. My father-in-law has 2 pistols. We also have a trapper's rifle in the house, and we've got our rifle that's coming.
And you've also got a 16-year-old wiener.
Yeah, but not in the way that Ghislaine Maxwell likes them.
You're gonna have to show us Max again before we go, Chris. You're gonna have to get Max back on. He's lovely. I'm very fond of your wiener, and he does look.
Max has gone down for a nap.
Like a sausage dog. Is he a sausage dog? He's not a sausage dog.
He's a Dachshund. Yeah.
He's a Dachshund. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
So
right.
Yeah, he is a sausage dog.
Good. Yeah. Right. Let's take a few more comments, and then I'm gonna bugger off and have a glass of wine or something. I've been accused of being half cut. I didn't get any kit last night. I was trying to build the bloody homepage for dailychaos.news, yeah, and I didn't. I did something else instead, as it turned out. But the heart's in the right place, yeah. We're getting there. Arthur Burton says, Charlie, they are not all bad though. Some good ones in there too. Sadly, not too many. No idea what he's talking about. Probably about, I don't know, pints of lager, something like that. Baxter is in the house. Christopher Baxter is in the house. God bless you, Chris. Good to see you on the site. If the part/company has debts, these come first before any loan accounts. I'm in Thursday. Yippee. Get rid of my stumps. It says Tanis. Charlotte. That's the one with the crown. Yes, of course, Arthur. Unfortunately, more people are chewed up and spat out than not. There's a lot of that about. And people having a swear, having a tiff. Arthur Burton says applies to all the minor parties like Britain First, etc. They will never get anywhere, sadly. And I think somewhere in the comments I read, Baxter pointed out that the problem with independents is they don't get any airtime, do they? And of course they don't, and neither do the small parties. Neither does anybody who isn't completely in the pocket of the globalists or whatever it is. Arthur Burton says, we have done our best to change things. Brexit is just the start, and we will keep going, sir. Swanee, why won't his missus let him have a dog? Referring to me, my missus won't let me have a dog. Actually, it's me who won't have a dog as well, because I live in a flat. And I don't want one of these, rat terriers. Boozes, actually, I do like sausage dogs, actually. I wouldn't mind a sausage dog. But generally speaking, I like mid-sized dogs. Big paws, hound dogs, lots of saliva sort of stuff going on. And can't have one of those in a flat. You've got to have a bit of a garden.
Yeah, we plan to have, me and my wife plan to have proper sized dogs when we have our own place.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Take big chunks out of the neighbours. Baxter says the problem is the independents are unable to get their message out to the masses. There you go. You on the jungle juice. Ollie says Dasby. Nope, sadly not. And more concerningly, I haven't even had a spliff since the beginning of coronavirus lockdown, which is very worrying. Swanee, what breed would everyone be if they were a dog? Right, Boosey, what would you be?
Probably, well, my nickname is Sheba, so it'll probably be a Shiba Inu.
Shiba Inu. What's that? What on earth?
It's kind of like a smaller version of a Nikita.
What on earth is that? Nikita.
Yeah,
Smaller
a
version of
Japanese Akita. It's a Spitz type. It's a Spitz
Akita.
breed.
An Akita. Yeah, nice. I've got no idea. I don't know that I'd want to be a dog. I wouldn't mind being a cat because cats they're very cunning and clever, and they must laugh all the time,
cats are Asbos.
taking the piss out of human beings who they must think we are so stupid the way they look at us. Right. Oh yeah, you know what I mean. Here it comes.
And Baxter also said that we had enough wine.
Hold on, please. Hey, what's that, Chris?
Baxter says he thinks you've had enough wine.
He thinks I've what?
You've had enough wine.
I've only had one. I've only had one glass. I had a beer too. I had dinner. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Daily Chaos. See you tomorrow. Oh, by the way, I've got no idea what the show is tomorrow. I haven't booked a guest or anything. Guest tonight didn't turn up, did he? Alun Elder-Brown. If anybody talks to him, tick him off. Yeah. So, look, if anybody wants to come on, and by the way, you're always welcome. You know, on dailychaos.news, under that thing that says, you know, video and chat, there's a button that says call. Call. Yeah, call. Yeah. All you have to do is press that and you're through. That's it. That's it. I will get some kit tonight. So see you tomorrow. And if anybody wants to come on, or if you know somebody to come on, please, because you know what, I can't be bothered to book a guest for tomorrow because I need to sort out this damn homepage. Yeah, there you go. I might get the Viscount on. Well,
we won't get Piers because he's on his jollies.
He's what? He's doing what?
Piers has gone on some jollies to Seville.
Is he? He's in Seville. Oh, that's domestics. Yeah, Yeah, he's completely under the thumb now. Yeah, he's got himself a Spanish woman. I'll tell you what. Careful. Right. Yeah, see you tomorrow. 9 o'clock. UK time. That's 4 o'clock. EDT. Mr. President, come on in and tell us what you're doing about locking her up. See you then. God bless you. Here's to us. And bugger. Plutocracy. Yeah, right. Yeah. Cheers, Chris. God bless you, man.